Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. I am beyond excited because we're halfway through an incredible step on this project being this amazing fake boat in the woods, because why wouldn't you? Let me show you what we're getting into. I think you guys are gonna like it. So we step inside, we're in the middle of welding up this spiral staircase. You wanna try that real quick? That step's a doozy, but this is where we're at right now. We got some bracing in the way, we can't go all the way up, but you get the idea. We're gonna try to get the rest of the treads welded on if we have enough, the base plate secured, the landings figured out, and a couple other odds and ends on this staircase. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we've stumbled into something pretty cool on this one. So if you missed the last two videos, get you caught up to speed, pretty simple. You just have this little jig that sits on these ratchet straps. Swing it where we need it. Hold on, I gotta move. How you doing? We set the stair on top of it. We weld it up. Nope, about made a really dumb mistake. This is the level of the landing. We don't weld a stair here. Fingers crossed the tread actually fits in this opening. That'd be something. Good. Good. Right there's where it needs to go. Double check our height. Check our level. That's actually perfect. We've been having to shim it, but that one lays really nice. Now we just weld away. I gotta clean my mask. I got a glare coming in right behind me. We get a few tacks, get a few beads. We move the jig out of the way so we don't burn the jig down. The fact it fits inside this circle brings me more joy than it should. Good news is the further down we go, the shorter the ladder gets. And eventually, it's gone altogether. We are right here, just got that weld finished up. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did the same thing on this I did on the previous video. I pinched off my air supply for my shielding gas, and she got all bubbly. Just right there, just right here on the end. So we're gonna have to cut and grind that out and redo it. But the rest of them are looking real good. I'm at the point now though that I'm about out of lead, so I need to get the welder moved down here. This is our temporary power supply. Got the 220 coming out of the Miller Legend, runs into our disconnect over into the boat. It is worth mentioning, we do have a water extinguisher, just in case those dry leaves get a little excited down there. Look how cool that looks though. Oh man. Okay. Gotta be a little careful because it still spins. I don't want her to turn into a lazy Susan on it. Well, that's what we're looking like. I've got 2 more I got to install, but I'm only doing 1 more tonight. It's about 5 o'clock. I'm gonna weld 1 more, and that way it's still daylight. I can come over here and just make sure nothing's smoldering. Gives me a little bit of a time. And plus, I'll be done with this jig, because the very bottom one we're just gonna have to stack on some blocks. And this jig's been on fire a few times today, so that lets me get this thing out of the building tonight. Oh. Beautiful. I need someone tall to do this. The measurements check out. Everything works. It feels fine to me. Let me set the camera up here so I can see what it actually looks like. Careful for that one. I'm not ducking, I'm standing up straight. I'm on my tiptoes. You go get some heels or something. Huh? That's fine. Light cable. Good enough for me. Listen, if you're 6'6" or taller, you just gotta duck a little bit. We'll put like a real cool warning, engine room entrance, watch your head sign or something. I don't know. I gotta go finish cooking maple syrup. It's 5 o'clock. How you doing? Good morning. Got a haircut, as you can tell. The Admiral and I walked up and down these steps probably 20 times last night. I watched her go up and down, made her balance stuff on her head. She watched me go up and down. We skipped, we, excitedly went up and down the stairs. We did a whole bunch of things. We love the spacing. We're golden with it. We're gonna lock it in. So I like to wear a mask whenever I'm cutting or grinding, mainly because I just don't like to taste iron, and if I could taste the iron, probably inhaling it too. A lot of people suggested the nose plugs that are like a viral sensation right now. The thing about using nose plugs for your respiratory, watch this. See that right here? I require a lot of oxygen, so I breathe through my mouth still, and the nose plugs don't do anything for that, so I just use a good old-fashioned respirator. I work at a job where we get lung tested every year. My lungs are 57 years old, and I'm 38, so we're trying to even that. So if you remember, this pipe is sitting on top of another pipe that's inside of that that's already welded to that base plate so that we can rotate this staircase where we need it to be located at. Now we're just running a bead around the bottom of the pipe to attach it to that foot plate. It's just got to be strong enough to keep, somebody from running into this thing and it falling over. There is quite a bit of vibration. Think if somebody walks on that, the whole pipe can have a little deviation. So there could be some vibration and wiggling in that area. Oh yes, it's locked in now. Oh man, I love it. My jig was too tall for the very last step, so we're gonna have to figure out a very complex solution here that involves just stacking crap up until we can get her welded. I need. Okay. We're not far at all here. Hold. Oh. Now that is beautiful. Someone asked how am I lining these edges up. A very fancy technique. I'm using my disconnect cover as a square because my square is upstairs, so That's it. It's golden. Let's weld it. I love it. Love every minute of it. Someone asked how we're welding it as far as what I'm doing, so we just kind of a little, not a massive gap, but just a little, there we go, just a little bit of a gap. And then I'm just taking hot into the pipe, across the gap, hot into the tread, and we're just going back and forth, pushing in. I'm a little heavy on where I'm tying the welds together, but I'd rather be a little heavy where it ties it together than be a little light. Just making sure it's all continuous, you know. All right, your turn. Come on. No. So now that we have the stairs secured where they need to go, obviously we got these big holes here we got to get filled. I wanted to wait until we got the stairs in place before we made a template, but we're going to make a template probably, I got some OSB conveniently stacked all the way behind all of that 3/4. We're going to make a template for this landing and a template for that landing. Then I can take those down in the machine shop and they can get those cut and edge bent on them, and any other support that we might possibly need. I might buy some angle just because of the size of it. I bought some 7/16 to use for a template. Now, luckily I buried it behind all the 3/4. Everything's fine. I think I need to trace this radius out first, cut that out, and then we can slide it into place. So this is about right, diameter wise. Oh, that fits great. Needs to line up directly above that step. So that needs to be flush with that. And that needs to be flush with that side over there. This one. Perfect. Yeah. Don't step on the inside of that. And I'm gonna just trace the bottom radius. Do this. Oh yes. And then we got to run from there to that mark there. And we go upstairs, kind of. Watch your head right now. Get wiggled around that. And we got to do that one there. I'm going to wait on this one until the first one is finished. I've got a reason. We'll explain it whenever we do it, but it's fallen back on the whole keep it simple, stupid philosophy. Excuse me. If you remember, we had to bust a hole in the concrete so we could get that pipe in there. Well, let's fix that situation. Using the fanciest of concrete tools, custom ordered this from Marshalltown. They just disguise it to look like a piece of zip system so people aren't tempted to steal it. Clever marketing, I think. I think one of my favorite things is doing a trade long enough that you know how to do it right. But you also know when stuff matters and when stuff doesn't matter, and you know how to just get it done when it just needs to be done. I'm gonna love the comment section for this part. It's gonna be my favorite. Tells me a lot about what people actually know. Anywho, something else in here. Let's do it. The next step on this build, while we're waiting for that landing to come in, if it's raining, we'll be inside framing. If it's nice like today, we'll be working on the deck and the roof. But the next step, like the immediate next step, is get prepped. Is make sure we're ready for those steps. And as many people have pointed out, we can't be framing in this kind of a disaster. It's hard to put stuff away if it doesn't have a place. And this way, everything can stay attached. Welder cord if we need it, which we still will. Extension cord, of course, an air hose. There's just a bunch of stuff here that just needs to go back to the barn that we're done with. A little better. Bag of trash out of there too. We had all the tools to the inside because we were getting these windows installed. That one's still not installed, but we can go ahead and get everything shoved back against that wall. You can see our templates here. That's for our base plate and the top plate. Remember, this gets a radius wall around it. People are asking about a railing. Well, it gets a wall first, and then we'll do a wooden railing up on the inside of that. That's the plan. And then we'll also block out that stud wall. So say there's a stud and a stud, block between the two of them. bracket on this end. I'm confident this would hold up for the end of time. There are hundreds of spiral staircases built just like this, cantilevered and not supported, that have lasted and survived the test of time. But because I love to overbuild, we are going to put an additional bracket on this end on that wall. Anyway, after all that explanation, this is our rain day cutting station. I think I want that to actually go over there. That is lumber for walls downstairs, so we got to do something here. Keep finding tools. I couldn't tell you the last time I saw this hammer tacker. Like a champ. $20 if that's the exact spot I have to make a cut on that board. Hang a couple lights here. Rainy day. Trace them out. Inside, in the dry, getting stuff done. I'm gonna get this swept up. I'm thinking about going ahead and cutting the top plates and bottom plate for that wall and laying them in place, just as a visual for you guys and for myself, because that's gonna be one of the next steps we do. And then we've got to get some measurements for a good friend of the channel. Sassafras Valley Woodworks has offered to build the Porthole windows for us, and I keep procrastinating and not getting him the measurements. The only way I know how to do it is just include it in the video. So that's coming up, because we've got to get those windows filled as well. Listen, I'm going to need you to pretend that that pile was actually over there the whole time, and I didn't put it right in the way where I need to put the top plate, so when I build this we can stand it up. Okay? That was never there. It was always stacked right here the whole time, remember? You guys remember. You remember. I did step in that. Wind's blowing hard today. And a big treetop blew over, and I rushed over to see what it was. Whoops. So now we're finally getting to see what this space is going to look like. There's going to be a wall here. It's where the pipes are at. We all understand that, right? We'll build this, stand it up, make the notches, slide it over. 2x6 wall for this bathroom wall. Where the pipes are at, that's where it's going to be. Bathroom on this side. Toilet here. You see the vanity here. A 3.0 door right here. And on that side, it's going to be plumbed up for a stackable washer dryer. That way you can obviously do laundry wire here. And then a tub over in this corner. The more we lay it out, the more I fall in love with it. We had a vision. We had a pretty good idea. We had some plans, but you know how that goes. Until you see it in reality, you just really don't know 100%. Let's do these portholes. So Sassafras Valley Woodworks has been a subscriber to the channel, I think from the beginning. Am I right, Dave? He's been out here at least once. I'm sure he'll be out here again at some point, because we're definitely going to have him come out here and stay when it's all said and done. He's made a couple awesome things for the boat already, but he wants to make these porthole windows are going to be round. He's going to make it so it's square but appears to be round. Listen, just subscribe to his channel, and whenever he makes it, which will probably be a couple months from now, and he gets the video up, you'll see exactly how he did it. All right, Dave, here we go. 14 tight. This is 14 tight. That's 13 7/8. If we go this way, I'm just gonna give you a bunch of measurements, and then if you need something more, just holler at me. That's 19 5/8. That is 19 5/8 as well. So the port side is slightly different. 13 3/4, and these are tight. These are tight measurements. So 19 1/8, 19 3/4 on that one. I stripped the 2x4s off these the other day to use for firewood when I was cooking syrup down. See if this OSB will come off for us today. Looks good though. No voids on the sides anywhere. Oh yeah. So with any luck, winter is actually over. And the weather will actually start turning like this for us, the way it is today. Absolutely beautiful. Longer days, better weather, and more cooperative motivation. I feel like we've been doing pretty good on the old boat, but we do need to kick it up just a little bit to make that deadline. Today went too smooth. Slightly suspicious about that.